Okay, lesson 193. All things are lessons God would have me learn. And as soon as I saw this lesson, I thought of Richard Carruthers. If you're watching, I think this lesson is one of your faves, and I thought of you. And I love so much of what this lesson says, but in full honesty, I didn't get to finish reading the full lesson until just before this video, in which the practice was laid out very clearly. But it does say in the days to come that our practice is around the forgiveness. And then again, like hourly, we're coming to the awareness of the lessons we've had and what we've forgiven. It says, let no 1 hour cast its shadow on the one that follows. And when that goes, let everything that happened in its course go with it. So almost to be like really being detailed monitoring hour by hour. What little big things came up that you did forgive or can now choose to forgive, and then just almost doing a quick review before, as you go into the next hour. That's what I'm getting. And I didn't get to have that. Well, I didn't do that. And yet I almost feel like I am finding it kind of, well, it's not a surprise, I guess, at all. But it's so synchronistic that this lesson emerged from, let me just close the door a little more. This lesson emerged from a conversation I had with someone where I believe I was in the counseling role, but it's as if like things come in so clearly to me then. Just that it can sometimes seem like, oh man, I feel like I'm going backwards. I was like so joyful. I was so able to forgive. And now, I got tripped up again. What's wrong with me? And yet and I've been taught like, oh, be grateful for everything that comes up for healing. But sometimes the mindset is, I thought I already knew this. I guess I don't know it. I guess I have to do it again. And it feels burdensome. But I got this awareness that just feels a little bit different or deeper or more clear, that we are so loved by life, by God, synonymously life. Whatever's in front of us is the most important thing we can have in front of us. And there's something for us to gather there so that our journey can continue. And ultimately, it's like all the weapons we have on our person or in our mind, like attack thoughts and reasons why we would attack and things we would defend against and things we would see as an enemy. They're all just being like given these opportunities to come up and be seen and to be healed. That's how I'm seeing it. And I know that this is where the words don't always seem to match the profundity, how profound the learning is. Because truly, if you said everything in life is something God would have me learn. So here I woke up this morning, right? And I got dressed and I started wearing my wedding ring every day since I got it fixed. It's my grandmother's. And so at first when I wore it, I lost one of the diamonds because the settings weren't set tight enough. And so we had it redone and then we put the diamond in back. So now I'm back. And I just decided, screw this, I'm wearing this every day. I want to wear this. So I wore it to the beach yesterday and then I took it off. When I noticed being in the water and everything, I thought, ooh, I feel I should take this off. And I put it on one of our foldable chair arms and said, I will put this in my bag. And then I had no recollection of what I did with it. And this morning when I looked in where I put it, it wasn't there. And then I connected all the way back to, I put it on the chair, the arm of the chair. So then I thought, oh, maybe my husband put it in my bag. It could be in my bag. And here comes, maybe I've lost it. But it wasn't really a fearful thought, but it came, right? And then I thought, well, it's like the thought came up to kind of scare me, and I thought, well, I guess that's what the lesson God would have me learn. And it's not, the lesson to me wouldn't be, you're careless, be more careful. That would not be my takeaway. My takeaway would be, can you be okay with this? Can you let this go and trust? You're not being punished. There's nothing lost. Meaning, you know, I wouldn't feel good to tell my mom, like, oh, I lost that. Or even my husband, I would. And yet I wouldn't make myself wrong, and I wouldn't be afraid. I didn't feel afraid. I wasn't going to make myself wrong. So as I'm looking for it, I thought, okay, I have to go downstairs and look in my bag. And then if it's not in there, I have to ask my husband. I have to text him. And then I thought, okay, if I have to call the beach, I'll just call the beach and alert them. And my attitude was, I'm willing to do all of these things, and I'm willing to let it all go. I felt it so sincerely that I turned around. I'm in my bedroom and Justine's playing, so I had to like try to get her downstairs so I could look in the bag, which is downstairs. I turn around and it's right there in a whole different place where I never put it. And it was a little sandy, but I was like, how did it get there? I was already, I'm looking at my dresser, I'm in, whatever. All I'm saying is, how did I not see it when I was looking for it? And I usually, I typically put things back, but it could have been there the whole time. But my lesson was, I was just willing to learn the lesson. And I had a true willingness of non-attachment. And then I felt like what I got was, you don't have to go through this because I'm not necessarily saying the ring appeared out of nowhere. It could have been there and I didn't look there, but it was right in the same viewpoint. But my whole lesson was to watch myself, my thought process, as potentially I lost my wedding ring and I was willing to lose it. And that's again the Byron Katie last statement is the feeling you never want to feel again. Like it could be, I never want to feel like negligent again. And then it's like, I'm willing to feel negligent. And then it's, I look forward to feeling it. And to me, in a way, like all these fears that if they're not brought up and we are not allowed to get to the point of saying, I look forward to this. And not in a condescending way, like bring it on, God, like bring it. But like, I look forward to the moment where my mind is free of the fear. And then today, Justine, during lunch, like she ate some food. She ate a bunch of food, but she still had some left. And I've gotten her this new food tray to eat on, and she threw it off the table and it landed up, the food is everywhere. And I paused, I was like, okay. And I was waiting for, what do I do? Because the things that came were so full of guilt. They were like, give her a speech about how that's not what you do, or make her clean it up, or, she's so little, but kind of show her like, no, and clean it up. But I stood there, I'm like, wait, none of that feels like pure. So I was just quiet for a little while because I didn't know what to do. So I didn't really do anything. But then tonight, because she did that when I got up from the table. And tonight when she was eating, she was only wearing like her underwear. She dropped some rice on her chest, her belly, and I'm noticing she doesn't like that when the food falls on her. And I think she was and now I saw it, like I think she was frustrated when I left the table at lunch. I think something fell on her and she just got frustrated because tonight, did the same thing. Like, I was sitting there at the moment where she almost, and you see the very interesting thing is, if I'm making messes wrong, now she's getting upset about having a mess and making a mess. So it's so clear, like, just to not put the meaning. Because somehow, I mean, I sort of watched her one day and was like, oh, cool, she doesn't like being dirty, but yet look at how she's reacting. Like, oh, this dropped on me. I'm going to throw it, you know, like, I don't want this on. So that's so interesting. And yeah, so, okay, and the last thing I'll share is that at the beach yesterday, and this all ties into, like, these are all lessons God would have me learn, and everything is truly designed because there's a roadblock to our happiness, and we are given these forgiveness opportunities because they're leading to true happiness, ultimately. It's a curriculum. And we were sitting behind a family at the beach. They came after us, and so they set up in front of us. 2 girls, probably 5 and 7, something like that. And I noticed how critical the father was of the kids, but one particular, the younger girl, like, no, come on, no, I'm not going in the water till I get hot. And then everybody was like, don't play with the sand over there. You're going to get everything sandy, you know? And what occurred to me was, wow, okay, there's such little allowance for, like, mess and for the child to just be free. And then I have my own mess experience today. And again, I think I get to see in the projection, it seems magnified because, again, in public, I wouldn't be so critical, but it doesn't matter. I'm seeing my critical nature magnified. And then today she made a mess and I was like, okay. And then, I don't know, I'm getting the lesson, something about, you know, don't call it a mess, because what I was taking away when I was observing the family was like, man, you're just like kind of squashing their every move. It feels crushing to the spirit. And I'm not saying let's throw food everywhere every day, all the time. Let's just throw everything. It's just, I think children do it when there's a reason. Here she comes. Oh, man. Can you say hi? You want to say hi? So God is so lovingly teaching me. I'm now getting so much more able. I'm like, feel like more nimble. It feels like I'm more spiritually in shape. Do you need anything? Hi. You want to say hi? Oh, you wanted to bring the cookies? Okay. Come, let's do it here. All right, gotta go. It's pee-pee time. See, she told me. Bye.